Hola, it's Carpaccio with the weekly Pele report, and this ain't no Bali, baby. Oh man, back in the old US of A. Shoo-wee, with a Mercury stationing retrograde. Actually, it was while I was sleeping, so I woke up and it's just started to go backwards. It's going to go backwards for 3 weeks, okay, and it's going to hit the sun on December 22nd, and it's going to go back into Sag and hit Mars at 24. And then it's going to station direct back there in Sagittarius. And it's going to come back and it's going to hit Mars again. On January 26th at 16 degrees of Capricorn. So yeah, we're in a stage now. I'm going to talk about that retrograde Mercury. It does come into a nice trine to Jupiter on Monday. That should be super cool. Good communication, interesting with a retrograde Mercury. But I'll talk to you about what that means and indicates. Besides Mercury, okay, yeah, the moon has gone into Capricorn. Kaboosh, right? We had that new moon in Sag, which was nice. Now she's going to get serious on us in Capricorn. Mercury in Capricorn, moon in Capricorn, Pluto in Capricorn. She conjuncts with Pluto on Friday. Okay, so, and then goes into Aquarius, squares Jupiter, all right, and, moves on through there by Sunday. She's going to go into Pisces and conjunct Saturn, right? And then move on through Pisces until Tuesday. We're going to see a great shift of energy by Tuesday because the sun will conjunct the Galactic Center. That's what I really want to talk to you about today. Next Tuesday, but you got to give it a couple of days, a degree a day, give it 3 degrees. It's going to be amazing. Before that, on Saturday, the sun is square Neptune. Yeah, so we're coming into late Sagittarius, okay, just before the solstice happening. Next week is the solstice. And, the Galactic Center squaring Neptune. Very interesting, something to really talk about. And what else is going on? Well, Mars moving through Sagittarius is trine to Chiron this week. That is exact on Friday. So I think that those are those are the aspects that I want to talk to you about today. So enough of this. Let me look at the camera. All right, everybody, let's knock this baby out. But first, a message from our sponsors, New Paradigm Astrology. Hey, we have a Christmas sale going on. If you didn't see my video the other day, for beginner astrologers, the Astro Bundle. I mean, like all of my teachings, I've got hours and hours and hours that I've done on signs, planets, houses, aspects, videos galore, going into whatever you want to know about. Slash the price in half for Christmas. That sale is happening now. And my What is Love book, the poem that I wrote about the little kids going from sign to sign, and Daisy Moon illustrated it. It's absolutely beautiful. We've got that on sale for United States people anyway. Got a new publisher, and it's looking really sweet. The paperback is awesome, so it's at a new low price. And yeah, please, check it out. It's awesome. Links are below in the notes of the YouTube video. And yeah, so this is the season to be jolly. Fa la 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 la. And yeah, it is, we're approaching the winter solstice in the northern hemisphere, the darkest night. I just got a telegram message from my friends up in Norway They don't see the sun for days. I can't even fathom, I can't imagine. I am a sun person, not seeing the sun for days. Ah! Living in the dark, living in the mystery. This is a very potent spiritual time. The sun squaring Neptune. Let's give it this week. Really, it's the strongest on Saturday, but you can start to feel it now. I was born with the sun square Neptune. Neptune, the ruler of Pisces in the 12th house. It has to do with the invisible spiritual world. And that's what this mantra is about this week also. Tapping into the invisible spiritual world. And I can say how this is going to play out with the collective. Neptune is the collective unconscious. And it appears to the collective consciousness as chaos, as magic, as illusion, as dreams, as phobias, and, crazy psychosis. The conscious ego just cannot comprehend. It can't explain the spiritual world. Spirit is non-logical, non-rational. So this is where we get into this magical realm. But then it's also very confusing for the ego. And very confusing for the ordinary citizen listening to mainstream media, because since the Renaissance, I would say, we have really been descending down into materialism, into the physical world, into the world of money and physical sex and power, by how much property you own and how expensive your house is. Whatever. There is this descent into the material, and so many people have descended. The consensus, ruled by Saturn, 75% of any given population, is not really able or capable of seeing the spiritual world. And so for them, the sun square Neptune equals disaster. What? Who? What's going on? I don't believe in magic, and I don't believe in they turn into Ebenezer Scrooge. Yeah. What is that? A Christmas Story or something? Where the ghosts of Christmas past and Christmas present and Christmas future come to visit Ebenezer Scrooge. So you may get visited by ghosts. But it's such a time, the higher frequency, reality of Neptune Pisces is love, spiritual love, the law of one, the unity of all that is. So this can also be experienced, particularly by those in the spiritual stage of evolution, which is 5% of the world's population. In between that is the 20% in the individuated stage. That's ruled by Uranus. So we have Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, right? Consensus, individuated, spiritual. So material, intellectual, love, heart-centered, spiritual. I was thinking about this on the hike down here, which was a real trip because I spaced out even putting on gym shoes. I hiked down in my street shoes. I just go walking out the door to do the Paleo report like I'm going to the grocery store. I got these slip-ons and I'm climbing down the cliff over here going, So this retrograde, stationary retrograde Mercury, it's like our left brains are not functioning at 100% right now, you know. But what was I thinking? Yeah, I was thinking, yeah, because I think it's the U.S. Constitution or something that says all men are created equal. Really? Think about it. We were all created equal at the Big Bang, at the way beginning, like thousands of lifetimes ago. And evolution takes work. It takes accepting change, letting go of the past, striving, spiritually striving, doing the inner work. Yeah. So if you think that we've all, I mean, reincarnation says we've been around the block here. We've had thousands of incarnations. So we're not equal anymore. I'm sorry. There are people that have advanced in their evolutionary stages, and there are people that have not. Right? So that's why, it's a little tricky doing these Pele reports. And I'm going to do the astrology for 2024. It's going to be a weekend workshop, February 13th and 14th. I'm getting it together now to put up on the website. But, in really looking at what's coming, it's going to be very different for different people. There's actually a split happening here. Yeah, between... Anyway, I don't want to get too far off track, because what I want to do is I want to talk to my audience, which is people that have been listening mostly to the Pele Report for quite some time, and you're on a spiritual path, you're on a spiritual journey, you're tuning into Neptune at a higher frequency, and yes, it's still a little confusing when it comes to making grocery lists or balancing your checkbook or, day-to-day realities, but it's extremely inspiring. And this is a time for dreams. This is a time for opening to a higher reality, to a possible future that we co-create. That is amazing. Particularly, it's not just square Neptune. The sun is conjunct the Galactic Center. Ow! Come on! Let's talk about the Galactic Center, okay? Right now, it moves a degree, or so every 72 years with the precession of the equinoxes. It doesn't move at all. We are moving around the Galactic Center. Thank you very much. It's at 27 degrees, 11 minutes of Sagittarius right now. And when the sun comes up into alignment with that, let's look at it. The Galactic Center. The scientists have now proven there is a black hole at the center of our galaxy. And our galaxy has two arms, the Perseus arm and the Sagittarian arm. And our solar system, our sun, we are just beneath the Sagittarian arm, just off of the galactic ecliptic, right? It takes us 240 million years to orbit the Galactic Center, our whole solar system. We're going around it. We are 30,000 light years away from the Galactic Center. That is how far it takes light, the speed of light, to go in a year. You multiply that by 30,000. That's how far we are from the Galactic Center. Now I look at the Galactic Center as a transformer. You know how it's cheaper to send electricity through these big thick wires, but then they have these transformers mounted that downgrade, right? So you take your 240 and you downgrade it to 110 voltage, right? You So you take the high energy, power, voltage, and you down it. Boom. So now we have to understand that there are billions of galaxies in the universe, and they have now proven that there are multiple universes. I mean, we cannot fathom this with our ego consciousness, okay? How many planets there are, how many stars there are, how many galaxies I mean, oh my goddess. Woo! I love it. I love it, man. It's Neptune. It's boundless. It's limitless. There's no... It's infinity. So, but what I feel is like, I've always looked at it as the Galactic Center is like, you take metaverse intelligence and it gets transformed, it gets downloaded, downgraded, like funneled, into our universe. And then our universal intelligence gets funneled, transformed, downgraded through our galactic center to our solar system. And then our sun receives. That's why they used to worship the sun, Ra, in ancient Egypt, yeah? The sun worshippers, man. Because the sun is another transformer that takes it from the galactic center and sends it out to us in rays. That's why the breatharians, they just look at the sun. And the sun, I did it for a little while. You do it right at sunrise for a half hour and at sunset for a half hour. And you get directly fed from the sun. This is true, pure spirit light, spirit energy, genius, inspiration, vision. I mean, and this is Sagittarius and Mars after the sun's going to be there, we can say for this week, but then Mars is going to be coming along too. Wait till Mars hits that galactic center. You should see where it is on your chart, man. You should mark it on your chart. It's freaking awesome. What aspects do you have to the galactic center? Super powerful. And probably very difficult to integrate into the lower, denser, third-dimensional frequencies of ordinary daily reality. So on top of that, then we have Mercury stationing retrograde for 3 weeks. And Mercury retrograde has a real bad rap. It's like, yeah, I've had computer problems and car problems, electrical problems, nervous system problems. I mean, Mercury is a lot of things. And it's communication, miscommunication, and just like, you're talking to somebody. So, I mean, we do kind of have this going on for the next 3 weeks. Happy holidays. But words are not the only way to communicate. I saw a play last week, and after the play, the whole audience broke out into singing a Christmas carol. And I almost came to tears. I mean, it was so beautiful. And I felt at one with everyone in that audience. It was, this is what people go to concerts for, right? Singing. And not just singing then, chanting. When I do my workshops, we sit in a circle and we all meditate together, in silence. This is communication from the heart. That is still very clear. That is very healing. That is this Venus in Scorpio. She's coming up to oppose Uranus. I'll talk about that next week. But Uranus too has to do with enlightenment and breakthroughs. We can have heart breakthroughs. And what we want to do is just try to remain mentally flexible, non-judgmental, not jumping to conclusions, or, just, it's like, have to relax our nervous system, relax that Mercury that wants to, figure it all out, and open our hearts and open our minds to great mystery. And this then this is our spirit work. This is the evolution of the soul that can really happen for us this week. And what is so freaking beautiful is that Mercury is stationing at the 8th degree of Capricorn. And comes up and sits at that 8th degree from Monday to Friday. Yeah? So it's at this 8th degree from the 11th to the 15th. It's there right now. And what is the Sabian symbol for that degree? It is an angel carrying a harp. The revelation of the spiritual meaning and purpose at the core of any life situation. Notice he said the core, not the surface, not the appearances, the core. This picture simply says that heaven is within us. All we have to do is be open and listen to the total harmony of life. A harmony in which we play a part that is necessary to the completeness and meaning of the whole. In order to do this, we have to surrender our separative ego consciousness and flow like the river, baby, with the universal current, which to the religiously minded person is the will of God. The technique it implies is that of, in capital letters, attunement to the rhythm of universal life. Angels are to be considered personalizations of various aspects of this life and totally subservient to its rhythms and purposes. I've looked into angels. There's Gabriel, Raphael, Michael. Then there's archangels. The interesting thing about angels is they have no free will. They have no choice but to embody, manifest, and radiate universal will. We are, we're beneath that angelic realm in this human realm. We've got the free will. We, like I always say, we are the breaking edge, of the expanding universe. And it's our free will, that is it. That's why there's, such a great clamoring for souls to incarnate on planet Earth. That's why the population is going up. And that's why the dark forces want to cut the population. Slow down the evolution, man. I'm going to talk more about that with the Astrology of 2024. Not today. Today I'm going to stay positive. Yeah. Into the Great Wide Open. I think that's the song for this. I was coming down the cliff here. It's like, into the Great Wide Open. I think it's Tom Petty. I forget the rest of the words, but I like that part. Oh yeah. Last thing. Energy follows attention. You're going to see what you're looking for. You know how the scientists today, they're just looking for verification and validation of what they want to prove. And they're finding it, you know? Oh, let's use this example. Let's use that report. Let's, let's look at that. Let's look over here. Let's not look over there or not look at that. We don't want to look at the VAR's reporting system. We want to look at and then we'll come up with these conclusions. So what we believe conditions what we are going to look at, what we're going to look for, what we're even going to hear, or what we're going to not hear. Like, I don't hear what I don't want to hear because I don't believe that, so I'm going to tune that out. I'm going to cancel my subscription to that channel. I don't want to hear that, right? And so, over time, over lifetimes, we start to see more and more and more, of what we believe, of what we want to see, and we validate for ourselves. So now's an opportunity for us, right? And this is what the Galactic Center does. Oh gosh, one more thing. I got to go in. I'm going to put a link to Philip Sedgwick. He's an old astrologer friend of mine. I knew him back in the 80s. I don't know if he's still alive, but he talks about the Galactic Center. And there is infrared radiation bursting out of the Galactic Center. And it hits us, particularly in the root chakra. And it awakens the Kundalini. And that Kundalini and that radiation is in some ways a destructive force that wants to clean away our memories and clean away the past and wipe out our learned behaviors and old beliefs. So we can be, it's like we can be getting blasted. It's like he likens it to a defragmenting of your computer disk, where it rearranges everything in the memory, right, for quicker access. So we can be experiencing a real upgrade in our perceptive ability if we're open to it and we allow it to happen and allow ourselves to be reconfigured into a greater, higher efficiency. This can happen. And we can also resist it and be kind of bowled over or overwhelmed or yeah. Anyway, I think of those. I don't want to get sidetracked. So, the more I believe in the spiritual world, the more I see it exists. Within and between, though not always seen. Like love, it unites all that is. There's a lot of, materialism denies the spiritual world. It's the commercialization of Christmas. Buy presents, buy candies and chocolates and eat and gain 10 pounds and, all this kind of, it's a little gut-wrenching what they've done to this particular. In fact, the Christian church stole Christmas from the pagans who celebrated the solstice. I am more into celebrating the solstice, boom, on the 21st. This is when we really want to tap into, and now especially, right, next Tuesday, the sun on the Galactic Center. This is the natural order of the spiritual world coming through us through nature. And if we believe in it, we're going to look for it. We're going to listen for it. We're going to watch for it. We're going to become more sensitively attuned to the workings of spirit in our life. And we're going to see, you'll look at the clock and it's 11:11, you know, and we're going to think of somebody and they're going to send us a message. Or we're going to, and we're going to start seeing it with synchronicity and serendipity happening more and more in our lives. The more we believe. You've got to believe. It's real, man. Magic. I could just go on forever. I don't know what time it is, but you know, like there's no such thing as magic. There is mastering of the laws that govern the universe. So when you levitate, the yogis levitate, they've mastered the laws of gravity. And it looks like magic to everybody else. It's not magic. It's highly evolved understanding and application of spiritual laws to the physical world. Yeah. So let's all of us work a little magic. Yeah? Work a little magic this season, this week. With yourselves, with love, with your brothers and sisters, with your lover, with your family. Heal those wounds. Let go of limiting beliefs. Let go of past memories and grievances, and and step into the light of oneness. And that's what's going to really change the world. The more I believe in the spiritual world, the more I see it exists. Within and between, though not always seen. Like love, it unites all that is. May you become one with the light and love and unite with all that is. Shanti, mahalo, so much love. Ho, ho, ho! Merry Christmas! I hope you're having a great time out there. Happy holidays. And I want to make your holidays even happier with some Astrology Christmas sale. We're having an Astrology Christmas sale. First of all, there's the Astro Bundle, where you can learn all about the signs, the planets, the houses, the aspects, all about your chart. I've gathered together like what I have done for, this is hours and hours of teachings that I use for my school and my students, and it's just a whole background. I put this whole bundle together just for Christmas and chopped the price in half. So it's like really special. If you know anyone who is really interested in getting started at the very basics of just like what all the basic elements of astrology are, the Astro Bundle is going to be perfect. So that's one good thing. And the other is, what is love? This is the book that it is a kid's book, but it's not all just for kids. This is, what is love to Aries? What is love to Taurus? What is love to Gemini? The kids go through the whole zodiac And the artwork is beautiful. And we're having a good sale on this What is Love book just for Christmas. So it's not just for kids. Adults love this book too. It's great for on your coffee table or wherever you would like to do it, you know. It's great. So you're like, what is love? Where is I want to show you Scorpio because yeah, these guys are. There's Scorpio love for you, but I'm not going to read it. It's a secret. But what is love? On sale now, only till Christmas. So come and get your stuff right now. Hit the buttons right below the video here, and the links will take you right to my website, right to the store, and you can get these before Christmas if you order today. Okay. Namaste. Aloha. Merry Christmas.